Welcome to a new episode of EV Morning, full of the latest EV news. So you grab yourself a cup of, well, whatever it is you drink. I'll bring you the news and let's get cracking. My name is Martin Lee. Welcome to the channel. And if you like what we do here, hit subscribe and the bell icon so you never miss a show. Ola have secured India's largest ever long-term debt financing deal worth $100 million. EV fans may have heard of the Ertigo app scooter. This funding will be invested in the Future Factory being built in India to manufacture the scooter on a gigantic scale. Well, India is a hotbed of two-wheel transport, and that largely bellows some nasty fumes out of the back of it. Creating a manufacturing hub like this, though, will go a long way to easing the air pollution caused by these scooters. Ola claims that they'll be able to produce 10 million scooters every single year and plan to hit international markets in 2022. And we're staying in Asia for our next story and tapping into some Tesla news. Yes, they've finally opened their first superchargers in Southeast Asia. Now, we all know that Tesla has rolled out plenty of superchargers in North America, Europe and China, but there's also plenty of dead spots littered around the world. If you want to drive your Tesla around the world, this fills in a nice little gap. The Tesla superchargers have landed in Singapore. They are located at Orchard Central, and they've installed 3 of the version 3 stalls. These are capable of charging at 250 kilowatts each, available 24/7. It's about as small as supercharger stations go, but it's another step in the right direction for Tesla's international expansion. We're heading to the UK next, and we're going to look at some pricing because we now know how much the VW iD.4 GTX will cost us, as well as the Ford Mach-e GT version. And it's an interesting comparison, actually. The iD.4 GTX 4-wheel drive starts at £48,500, nicely spec'd, but if you want to come up with some extra cash for the Max version, they will gladly relieve you of £55,500. Now, you do get extras like a heat pump and panoramic sunroof, but that is a lot of money. Moving on to the Mach-e, and let's just get it out of the way. This is a good bit more expensive, but you get more for your money. The Mach-e starts at about £67,000. That's an extra 12 grand off the bat, but we're talking about a GT versus a GTX. A performance factor increase, a combined 480 horsepower in the Mach-e gets you 0 to 62 miles an hour, 0 to 100 kph, for 3.7 seconds compared to the iD.4, 6.2 seconds. And in terms of range, Mach-e has a bigger battery with 88 kilowatt hours on the extended range version. WLTP range is 300 miles, fractionally bigger than the VW. I know which one I'd have, but it's interesting to see the sales numbers this time next year. And which one would you have? Let us know in the comments below. Last up today, we're celebrating a mini milestone for Porsche. It's a busy time for the folks over there as they team up with Rimac. And in the background, sales of the Taycan have been progressing well. Yes, they've sold a handful shy of 20,000 Taycans in the first half of the year. At this rate, they'll probably hit 40,000 of them for the complete year. Now, in itself, not a huge number and not huge news, but if you look at the detail, it's a good sign of things to come as we transition towards EVs. You see, sales of the Taycan made up 13% of the whole Porsche sales catalogue. That's hugely impressive considering they only really have one line of pure battery electric vehicle. The numbers are now comfortably ahead of the Panamera at 13,633 and only a smidge behind the 911 of just over 20,500. And who knows, the Taycan with a year-on-year increase of 342% may end up overtaking the 911 sometime this year. And with an all-electric Macan on the way, surely these numbers are only going in one direction. Well, that's all we have time for today. As usual, so much news in the EV world to cover. Thank you for joining us for this episode. Let us know what grabbed your attention today. If you're in the UK, would you go for a Mach-e or an iD.4? What do you make of the idea of electric scooters? Making 10 million of them a year in that Indian factory, and will they catch on around the world? Let us know in the comments below. Well, thank you so much for watching the show today. If you like what we do here, give us a thumbs up down there, and it tells us to make more shows just like this one.